Alright, so I see that I am live and as well back on Twitch for this week's episode of the In the Hot Seat podcast. Got the video format for YouTube and as well the audio version, of course, for Anchor and Spotify. And welcome to another episode of the In the Hot Seat podcast. And this week I will be talking about Halloween Havoc, which was last night, and to be able to talk about that. And I'm happy we were able to have that be back as a premium live event. So I'm going to get right down into it with the match card and what we did get to see on that. Basically, not really in any particular order. We're going to try and go into it with the North American Championship, where we had that on the line to start things off in a really awesome way to start things for Halloween Havoc, where we had Wesley, Carmella Hayes, Oro Mensa, Nathan Frazier, and Von Wagner all on this one to see who would be a North American champion on that, and really insane spots from everybody in this match where we saw Trick Williams trying to help out Carmelo on this one, and Mr. Stone trying to be able to help out Von Wagner on his part and everything, which I kind of wanted to see them actually wrestle each other, which would have been cool, but we didn't really get to see that. So uh, I really wanted Nathan Frazier to actually get this win. That would have been really cool, but we had Wesley actually climbing the ladder and getting the North American Championship. So I'm really happy about that and curious to see who will be able to face him. I'm sure probably Von Wagner will probably want to be able to deal with him and other people like that, new faces and stuff. So it's going to be really interesting to see who will be able to face Wesley now that he's North American champion. Then where we had Apollo Crews and Grayson Waller and spin the wheel and make the deal match, and it could have been anything. I thought it would have been a Ring of Fire match. We haven't seen that in a while, but we had a casket match, and very rare to not see the Undertaker in a casket match with him being retired and everything and being a Hall of Famer. So we had these two go at it, and they held their own. It was a pretty good match for what it was, and at one point I thought Grayson Waller was actually going to get the win, but in the end, where we had Apollo Crews actually stopping Grayson Waller, I feel like he'll probably maybe be able to go at it for the NXT title, and then I'll get into later on who won that match for the triple threat match. And then we get into Roxanne Perez and as well Cora Jade, them dealing with their fair share of problems, no longer a tag team, which still sucks on that part, and basically in anything goes match, and we had this weapons use being involved between the two, and everything the skateboard being used as well. That spill too from the top have the like podium thing that they have that was really crazy onto the tables and everything. Being able to have Roxanne Perez get her win, which makes sense. She deserves that. Basically a must win, I felt like, at this point for Roxanne, and hopefully they can work things out because I really wanted to see them as their full potential as a tag team. So I don't think that would be happening anytime soon, but we'll see what's next for the both of them for sure on that. We did get to see both of them be on the main roster dealing with their pick poison matches and everything with Rhea Ripley and as well Raquel Rodriguez on that, and dealing with their own separate matches with Roxanne and as well Cora Jade dealing with them. So it was interesting beforehand, before they had the match, but Roxanne getting a win at Halloween Havoc, which was really cool there. So curious to see where things go. Then we get into Mandy Rose and Albert Fire, and these two ended up actually meeting at a haunted mansion. That was really interesting to see at a haunted house, or basically on that. I was hoping the match would actually still be able to continue after all that with the brawl and everything, and basically having Albert Fire not deal with the rest of Toxic Attraction. That was basically the point in trying to keep him away. So it did its job for a while. They did come back. They were able to actually do the match and have it be one-on-one for the time being. But Toxic Attraction somehow found their way back to the arena, back to the PC, and being able to help out Mandy Rose, which doesn't really surprise me. And as well, Mandy Rose still keeps the NXT Women's Championship, and as well her longest run wants to keep that going. So I really thought it was Albert Fire's time. I felt like she would have been able to have the title at that time. That would have been awesome to see that, but I feel like at some point it will happen. Not too sure when, but I feel like Mandy Rose will still be keeping the title for probably the rest of the year, and I can see maybe at the next special, at the next premium event, we'll see Mandy Rose actually lose the title on that. Probably in the rematch with Alba Fire, but we'll see what happens on that. And then we get into the ambulance match with Julius Creed and Damon Kemp. This one definitely surprised me on to see if the Creed brothers will still be intact and everything. And basically, for Julius, if he lost his brother and won't be around, I saw basically ending most of Diamond Mine in this, and we've seen as of late Roderick Strong being able to have his fair share of crowd bumps with them, but it looks like he turned around. So Damon Kemp really wanted to put an end to everything, but Julius was able to come back. He was able to get very serious on this one. We saw the weapons being involved numerous times. The ball into the back and eventually into the ambulance on that, and Julius was actually able to hold his own, and I really like him in singles competition. I'm sure we'll be able to see more of that while still being a part of a tag team, since they don't have to really split tag teams to still have singles competition. But he really proved his worth, definitely for sure, and I was really looking forward to see what's next. So I'm happy not only the Creed brothers are intact, but the rest of Diamond Mine. And I feel like Damon Kemp would do his own thing as a single star. So I can definitely see that happening for him. Then we get into the main event, the triple threat match for the NXT Championship. Braun Breaker, JD McDonough, Dragunov on this one. Dragunov being added to NXT is really cool, and I'm happy about that. I was going for him in this match. JD really wanted to actually have Braun Breaker and Dragunov go at it for the longest time, and to make sure that he would be able to rest up and stuff like that and just mess around and get in their head, but that backfired, and Dragunov and Breaker went to basically attack him and double team him and everything. At points, Dragunov actually almost got the title, and JD stopped it, which is crazy. But somehow Braun Breaker was able to come back and actually get to keep then NXT title and everything. So I thought it was Dragunov's time to get the title for the NXT side of things and basically get the title back, even though he hasn't been NXT champion, especially being with NXT UK champion beforehand. So probably I would expect to see Braun Breaker and Dragunov in a singles match. That can possibly happen and still continue things with Breaker and JD, and there's a lot of different ways they can do about this. Really surprising in the way that Braun Breaker is still the NXT champion, and that is it for Halloween Havoc. In a nutshell, definitely feel free to leave your thoughts what you thought about it on the YouTube side of things. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay notified for all of the other In the Hot Seat podcast episodes, as well for the YouTube side. For Twitch, I will be looking to be back on Twitch more often, so be sure to follow on Twitch. I finally made it to like 50 followers on that, so I appreciate that. Looking forward to the next goal and to get 60 and more on YouTube. We're basically almost at 30 subscribers, which is awesome, and hopefully we keep that up as well, and looking forward to other things as well. So be sure to check out the previous episode, which was talking about Jurassic World Dominion and Camp Cretaceous on that. Next month is a lot because there's Survivor Series. There's so much more with Hard Times from the NWA, Impact Wrestling, and a lot more, especially Crown Jewels. So giving basically thanks on that. So there's a lot to look forward to for the month of November on that. So with that being said, I appreciate you watching this week's episode / listening to this episode on Anchor and Spotify as well. Be sure to check out the rest of the other socials. We're basically a little bit everywhere, from Instagram for Twitch, and as well on the Facebook fan page on that. So everything else in between. So until then, I catch you guys in the next episode of the In the Hot Seat podcast. Until then, I'll see you next time.